Hello trainers, it's your favorite content creator Ganeto, and today we dive into Architect Cup. Architect Cup will be Silph's special cup for the month of July and is gonna be a pretty restricted meta. In this video we're gonna learn how to build an effective yet competitive team while we analyze the meta completely. This may be your final chance to get an invitation to participate on your community's regionals, so you want to take a look at this video for sure. And you will also fight amongst the other trainers on Architect Cup meta at your regionals as well. Trainers, let's start with the first huge category, the pseudo ghosts. Familiar faces as we start the team builder with a bunch of normals. Every Pokemon here can deal super effective damage to ghost types and act as great generalists. Castform has access to Hex and is a great anti-flyer with Energy Ball or even Hurricane for coverage. Beware will be the top ranking Pokemon with Shadow Claw's superpower being its motto, while it has access to Payback for coverage against the ghosts. Linoone might be the safest of them all with a unique moveset that can threat anything. Shadow Claw as a fast attack and Grass Knot, Thunder or even Bulldoze to pick as secondary moves. Another worthy Shadow Claw is Typhlosion, which can hit maybe the hardest of them all in the entire meta. Blast Burn should not be ignored, while Solar Beam can nuke even its counterparts, the water Pokemon. To end this first category, we got the Leakers. Snorlax and Licky could easily make it in here, but they are both getting overwhelmed by Munchlax, which is gonna perform slightly better and also has access to Bulldoze. Snorlax may not appear in the list, but if you're thinking of using one Leaker, perhaps you can give a shot at the Shadow version of Snorlax for some extra raw power. Battlers, the Dark Age is upon us and the next category will complete your dynamic core. Drapion is the most favorite dark type when it comes down to cups like this, since most of the times it has no weaknesses at all. Poison Sting is gonna charge up your moves pretty fast and Crunch can debuff the opponent. Having access to Aqua Tail will prove to be a better choice overall, but if you want to go with the harder hitting move Sludge Bomb, well then, be my guest. Sandslash is a pretty low Pokemon at the rankings of PvPoke when it comes down to Architect Cup, but it can serve as a decent dark type as well, since it can spam its Night Slash with its Mud Shots. Return or even Earthquake for coverage can turn this classy option into a competitive threat. Malamar is a safe, strong dark type which can also get to its charge attacks quickly and use them back to back. You already know how Skuntank and Alola perform, but they are both getting overwhelmed by Drapion. If you are gonna use a Poison Dark, perhaps Drapion is the better choice here and its Shadow form will apply even more pressure. Finally, Shiftry is a spammy yet classy dark type that can work better under shields. A great leader for Architect Cup, and it can also learn Hurricane to surprise some certain opponents. And like any dynamic core, here as well this core is gonna have some weaknesses, the Core Breakers. This category can work well against the Pseudo Ghosts and the Dark types. Poliwrath is a fantastic choice for this cup with Mudshot, Dynamic Punch and Scald doing all the work. Delivers hard damage and has a chance to debuff the opponent with its Scald. Lapras is a safe to use core breaker with Ice Shard, Surf and Skull Bass guaranteed to take at least one shield from the enemy. Sudowoodo and Donphan are gonna be the most solid options from this list, since they can both carry the move counter to destroy down the dark types and all the normals. Donphan can get to its body slam pretty fast, while Sudowoodo can debuff the opponent with a potential Rock Tomb. Beedrill applies a lot of pressure towards the enemy with its fast attacks while storing some energy for a hard hitting drill run. From my personal experience, Beedrill performs better when it is used on its non-shadow form, so keep that in mind when you're picking Beedrill as your core breaker. At this point trainers, we have a Pseudo Ghost, we have a Dark type, hence our Dynamic Core and a Core Breaker. You can see how much better now the meta is unfolding to make things clearer, and Pseudo Ghosts have a central role in the meta. They cover pretty much anything while they are getting mostly destroyed down by the dark types. The core breakers beat both darks and pseudo ghosts, so here is the completed arrow thing that you all enjoy watching. And just like this, we are at my favorite slot, the slot of your safe switch. This is a free to choose list that most likely won't have to necessarily connect with what you have already picked. Shadow Gyarados is gonna be the best candidate to pick, to be honest, and if you do not have a Shadow Gyarados, feel free to use the regular one. Crunch Aqua Tail are gonna be a must, while Dragon Breath or even the legacy move Dragon Tail can be used as fast attacks. Pelipper is also on the meta, and if you have a Gyarados ready, you won't even need this weird flying trash can. The reason you see picks like Gyarados and Pelipper being so strong is because of the absence of the electric element, but we're gonna get on that part in a moment. For now, Golbat is our next stop. This Pokemon can be used as a safe switch with its kinda spammy debuffing moveset, while it can Shadow Ball for some heavy damage. Like Beedrill, here as well, regular Golbat seems to perform better than its Shadow variant. Frostlass is an all-time classic safe switch that has answers even against dark types, with Avalanche and my favorite Cradily, or even Crazily as I like to call it, can add up to a competitive asset for any team. Huge nukes, especially with Stone Edge, are coming up from this Pokemon. I prefer Grass Knot as my second move, but I have seen it work with Bulldoze as well. We have 4 slots filled up with tons of coverage, but we need more. Slot number 5 is all about coverage, so let's see what we got here. While you can choose practically anything else from the restricted meta, I will show you my recommendations. Starting off with Trevenant that can work as a Great Leader. You already know how it performs on Great League, but keep in mind that you might want to use Foul Play instead of Shadow Ball, since you are not gonna need it that much. Quillfish is a classy option from this category that can spam Aqua Tail like crazy. Having access to moves like Blizzard and Sludge Wave is gonna add to more coverage for your plays. If you didn't pick Lapras before, well, now is your time to make up for it. Sileo is practically a spammier Lapras with moves like Body Slam and Water Pulse. Okay, now trainers, let's take a break and remember what I said before. Electric moves do not exist, so that's why Gyarados and Pelipper are top-notch Pokemon? Well, I partially lied. Cantonian Mach has access to Thunder Punch, and that makes it immediately the best Pokemon for the coverage slot. Consider using a Shadow Mach as well, since it can apply even more pressure to the enemy. Dark Pulse will help against ghost types, and if you are not sure about using Mach, well, I'm telling you for now, you are not gonna regret using Mach for more coverage. And we made it! Slot 6 baby! We have the Pseudo Ghost, we have a Dark Pokemon, and we got ourselves a really handy code breaker. We picked a safe switch and we saw what was missing and filled it up with more coverage. Now we have a full team and still missing a whole Pokemon. Doubling up is always a great way to start the day and power up a specific element. For example, you picked Typhlosion for some weird freaking reason, so you lack a normal type. Perhaps now is your chance to go back and fill up that gap. If you feel like the team is already complete, well, then use your 6th slot as a spicy pick. People sometimes get crazy over spice and lose their minds. Use a Banette, get tricky with Thunder, or use a Confusion user for some off-meta damage. Another cool reason to use your last slot accordingly is the element of surprise. Add a Pseudo Hoodoo with Rock Throw instead of Counter to farm that Gyarados, or use Mud Slap on your Donphan to farm down completely that poison type. Slot 6 is all about you and how you can adapt to the meta, therefore making your own mark. That's all trainers, I hope you enjoyed today's video and had fun along the way. Be sure to share with your friends since regionals is a huge deal to end the season, and I want to make an easy to understand graph so that everyone can get a clearer picture of Architect Cup. Give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't for more Pokemon Go PvP related content. Good luck on your regional trainers and I hope to see you all on the next one. Take care everyone!